They're like, oh, they're like easy to train. Are we dogs? I'm sorry. Are you a zookeeper?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are discussing older men dating or marrying younger women. For context, men that are regarded as older men are men that are older than their partner by more than 10 years. So 10 plus years, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 30, 40 and the rest. Now some people are against older men dating younger women, and some people have no problem with older men dating younger women. So let's check out what they have to say, the reason for being for or against it, and then I'll come back to share my thoughts.
I posted a video about how inherently creepy I find the practice of older men specifically seeking out very young women like 18, 19 because they can manipulate them. And I shit you not, somebody stitched that video and said that the reason women like me were mad at that is because we're jealous because we're not in those men's dating pools. I'm not jealous of a man who definitely wants to date children and is skirting the legal line as close as possible. And nobody else should be either, because that's creepy. But we should be calling it out.
And the fresh and fit, they faced too much rejection in their life from women, and that burnt has made them want to create a power imbalance where they're so much more powerful than the woman so that they can never get burnt again. In the process of this power imbalance, they're actually losing power. As a man, as you get older, let's say you get over the age of 35 and you're still dating 22-year-old women, they think, I'm providing all the money, I'm providing the lifestyle, I'm older than her, I've got all the power. It doesn't work like she has all the power. So if you are somebody just in or fresh and fit's age and you're dating a super young girl, she's already far more promiscuous than you are because her pool is too big. Whereas your pool, as an older man who's only dating young girls, is still quite limited. So firstly, she's already got that. Secondly, she's learned she can access that lifestyle without any hard work. You've had to hustle. You've had to come home stressed. You've had to really put your life on the line. You've had to really struggle to get that level of wealth. She's learned that if she just knows how to arouse a man sexually, she can get that lifestyle like that.
You guys want to know what I think is so crazy? I think it's so crazy that grown-ass men date like women in their 20s. Don't get me wrong, I'm one of those that date older men, and I'm 25, but as I'm getting older, I'm realizing like it is not cute for like a 35 plus year old man to date someone that's 21, 22, 23, capping it at 23, because they're like, oh, they're like easy to train. Are we dogs? I'm sorry. Are you a zookeeper? No, you're not. So you don't need to train me on shit. I think it's actually so unattractive that like these grown ass men act like 21-year-olds, because it's like, yeah, you can't date women within the same age group as you because they're gonna call you out on your bullshit and they're gonna be like, you're actually a man-child. I like, the more and more I'm like looking back onto like my past and the guys that I've dated and like why I've dated them, I'm like, oh my god, that is so embarrassing for you. Like for me it's fine because like I was young, dumb and naive. Like it's totally chill for me to make those mistakes, but you, bud, pushing fucking 40, still acting like a 10-year-old, like I'm shocked and confused to say the least. Like think about it. Before you want to embark on that journey of like a 20-year-old dating like a 30-year-old man or whatever, an older man, sit there and ask yourself, why is this grown-ass man trying to talk to someone that is so young? Don't be like, oh my god, like I can pull all these men. No, fuck them. Let's bring it back to you being the prize, okay? Because you are, and let's question these men on their intentions, because half of the time they're gonna self-esteem and be like, no, you don't get it because like you still have to like, no, they're gonna be like, you don't get it, like you're still so young, and you don't get it either, and you're old. So like, what's your excuse? What is your excuse? You don't have one, except you're a lame little man-child, and those will ruin your life. So like, listen to me, be better than me, and just run the opposite way, okay? Love ya.
When I was younger, I liked the idea of dating older men. And now as I get older, I get cringe when I see these older men trying to go for females half their age. And I've came to the conclusion that it's because women their age don't tolerate the BS that they want to put out to the world. Women their age are not keeping up with their nonsense, so they go to the younger girls that they can mold and manipulate because they're more naive. At this point, some of them even give me like pervert vibes. This woman is just getting to know the world and you want to come into it and mess it up at her age? Girls, please don't fall for it. Please don't.
A lot of people don't understand that men actually approach younger girls because they're more vulnerable, but a lot of women report not being approached by men as often as they did when they were in school uniform, and that is saying a lot because that is a shared experience. I feel like I've been approached more in my school uniform than in my adult years. I was always being flagged down by men in my school uniform, like, come here, let me talk to you. Oh, you're so much more mature for your age than other girls. I was literally probably asked to come to a car 3-4 times a day, every single day when I used to wear my school uniform. Now, don't get me wrong, I get approached, but I feel like it was so much more often when I was younger. And that just shows you, if you're dating someone that's way, way, way older than you, there's a reason for it. These men know who they can and can't approach. They know who they can and can't play with. A lot of the reasons older men are approaching you is because you're vulnerable, because that person can see the bigger picture. They can manipulate you in ways that you can't see. You always feel like you're the most mature you've ever been because that's the oldest you've ever been, and that's understandable. But the older you get, you'll realize, oh my gosh, I was literally not that mature at 17 to be dating somebody who was 30 when you get to 30. And it's that simple.
Story time. I'm officially single after dating a man for 5 months who was 20 years older than me. And that was the first time I ever dated an older man. And these are the things I did not pay attention to that you should pay attention to. And these are the pros and cons of dating an older man. Number one, I did not pay attention to the fact that he was not a man of God. And if you're a man of God, you will submit to God. Therefore, I can submit to you. If you are not submitted to God, then you're probably submitted to your ego, your need for validation, the fact that you have trauma and things are unresolved. You don't really have a moral compass, etc. Some of the benefits of dating an older man are they usually understand women more. They usually have great communication skills, humor. They understand that we want commitment quickly. They understand what we want. And financially, they're usually more sound, more savvy. They may have more experience. I did learn a lot with business. I did learn a lot with conducting myself in certain environments, putting myself out there, pitching, emails, whatever, etc. I did learn a lot in that regard, and I'm grateful for that. Also, the love bombing is going to be a lot less noticeable. The love bombing may be Santa literally coming with exactly what you want on his back to give to you. Traveling, fun, excitement, whatever it is. He hears you, he knows what you want, and he will give it to you in a way that will just seem so genuine and authentic because the acting is next level. They've been doing it for a long time. An older man knows exactly what to say, what to do to make you feel good. This man used to pull out my chairs. This man used to look out for business opportunities for me. This man was consistent for the most part, but there was another side to him that if he was angry or he was frustrated or he's going through a hard time, that side of him took over. And unfortunately, relationships are not made by the good times. You do not know someone until you see them sad or angry or upset or in grief or in pain. Are they able to get through that hard time? Do they turn to you or away from you when life starts lifing? Unfortunately, this man turned away from me when things got hard, and I'm the kind of person that loves myself enough to walk away even if I'm in love with you. So if you're dating an older man or man in general, pay very close attention. In time, give it time. Do not rush it. Do not rush into commitment, even if he's pushing you into commitment because you feel good. Oh, I finally find a man who wants to settle down quickly. That's not a good thing all the time. Sometimes they want to hold you real quick, bait you in real quick. Take your time to truly see him in all of his essences. Don't settle too quickly, even if you're in love, even if you're smitten, even if you feel like this is your person, okay?
This comment is in reply to a video I just made where I asked women to talk about the first time they were, sexualized by a man or, something like that. And this woman talks about she was 18 years old and the man was in his 40s and he tried to lure her in with a car. Now, somebody who's 18, 19 years old doesn't really have a strong idea about how much cars cost and how life really works, and that the average person doesn't really have the finances to just give a car like that. The reason why these types of men specifically prey and groom younger people is because a woman in her 40s knows that there probably isn't a car. A woman in her 30s and 40s, hell, a woman in her late 20s probably even knows, ain't no car. I don't even need to come with no trusted friend. I'm not coming at all. I'm not going to let you waste my time. So when these older men sit here and talk about, we just want women that look good, younger women look good, bullshit. There's women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s still looking good, looking great, looking better than me at my age. It has nothing to do with looks when it comes to these men that want to groom and prey on women. Now, if you ain't grooming and preying on young girls, why are you all up in this comment section? If you feel triggered right now, if you feel like this is a personal attack, then maybe it's about you. Why don't you get your old ass up and get somebody your own age, huh? You can't, because you don't have the mental tools, the financial resources to even come head to toe with a woman your age. So you prey on these little girls, ruin them, and then wonder why women your age are bitter, huh?
If I should give any advice to any young girl dating older men, is that if it's too good to be true, something is wrong. I'm going to say it again. If you are a young female dating an older guy, and if it's too perfect, something wrong. Something just wrong. Because, I'm going to tell you this from experience. They will tell you everything that you want to hear. Actually, they want to groom you, especially if you've never done things before. They want to make you comfortable so you could do things for them. And there's a high chance they have somebody at home who want the same attention they're giving you. And that's just the truth. So if it's too perfect, question everything. If it got to tell you say something wrong, ask why. Yeah, if they not pick up the phone too much, something wrong. If I text them one text, something wrong. If I WhatsApp them one use alone, something wrong. I know WhatsApp you can text can vanish. If I Snapchat, I when they want to talk to you, true, and them can't pick up the phone. Let me tell you, I'm telling you based off experience. Some of these men are drunk raw. So again, older men out there, they tend to want to groom younger girls, and you guys just have to be very careful.
These are some dangers of dating an older man. This is coming from someone that dated someone 20 years older than me, and I definitely paid a price for that. There are definitely some key things that I took away from this dynamic that I will never ever date an older man again. A lot of older men that are probably at least 20 years older than you, 30 years older than you, they go after young women specifically because young women don't have the same life experience as someone obviously in their age range, right? They know this and they love knowing how naive and how little life experience we have because it's easier for them to control you. They don't want to date a woman that is a little bit more mature and actually has had life experience because they don't want to have to combat or deal with a woman that actually knows her worth and like has her frontal lobe developed. Like they don't want that. They want someone compliant. They want someone that's actually just gonna do whatever that they say and they like knowing that they're convincing you to be on their side of things because you don't know enough yet to even have your own opinion. It's really about a power and control dynamic. And especially if a man has been through so many relationships, he's like this bachelor and he's going after young women. In my opinion, that's definitely a red flag, especially if this man has never been married before and he's like in his 40s or 50s. Definitely I would take that with a grain of salt. Also, a lot of these men do tend to give you false hope and lie to you. Like they can say that they really want a serious relationship with you, but they know they're using like your good years. They're aware of that. So they'll give you false hope, but no commitment ever really comes. They'll dip their toe in a little bit, but not fully. You gotta be very careful with these types of guys. Also, a lot of these older men are not very emotionally mature. Even though they're older, that does not mean they are more mature. If anything, they're actually way more immature. A lot of these older men are very much stuck in their ways. Like there's no room for growth. Like it's either their way or the highway. There's no room for them to see your perspective. They want everything to go their way. That is why they want to date younger so that they can manipulate them into doing things that they want you to do. And they don't want you to say anything about it. And if you do argue, they're going to manipulate you to see their side and you're going to just do what they want. If you are going to date older, I say nothing more than 10 years because at least you'll be in the same life goals, life expectancy is a little similar, it's going to be a better dynamic for you. So just be very careful out there. Remember to stay safe, and I love you.
Older men only date younger women so they can control and manipulate them into being the woman that he wants, not the woman that she should be. See, the reason why that they try to date these younger women also is because he knows that her mind is not fully developed and she doesn't really know what true love actually is. And since she doesn't know what that is, he is going to trick and fool her into believing certain things that he does is out of love, okay? And because he is older, he is going to make it seem as if he is the only one that knows what's right for her. No matter what it is, he will never be wrong in her eyes because this is who he has made her into. No matter if he cheats on her or if he talks to other women or does any of those things. Okay? And a lot of the time, these are the guys back in the day that were cheaters or players that couldn't treat a woman right. And people will always say, oh, you'll never end up in a happy relationship or you'll die alone. So when they got older, they decided, I'm just going to get a younger girl to mold her into a woman that I want, not someone that she should actually be. He also dates them because it makes him feel a tad bit younger than his actual age. And the sad reality is, just because a man is older with age does not mean that he is mature with age, because there are 35-year-olds that still act as if they are 18 and in high school and will still cheat on you. And y'all need to understand that even if that man is older, if he does not want you, he will not act right. But y'all stay safe out here, man.
The older I get, the more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever even glance at them twice. Because now there are men my age that try to approach me and I have to actively withhold the urge to spit on them, but younger me would have just died over them, and it was for stupid reasons like, oh my god, he's so cool and mature, he has his own apartment. He should, he's 30. I just thought that was such a sign of maturity and being like a real grown-up. But those men were creme de la piss, okay? Like cream of the turds. Just very unimpressive, but I thought that them having like, you know, good jobs was a sign of them being real adults, and they were just little immature baby boys. But yeah, those men are almost always losers. Still think it's gross, but now I see the logic.
Narcissistic older men hunt for younger women thinking they are naive, they're stupid. Basically, they use their aspirations, their dreams, their wants and desires against them. They promise them the dreamland they never intend to make their reality. Unfortunately, they take advantage of their innocence, their lack of experience of the world. And it's not their fault. It is his predatory nature that he hides so well from this person who just simply trusts him, thinks maybe he is older than her and knows better about the world. Yet he only dreams of one thing, and that is to exploit her and leave a mark she carries with herself for the rest of her whole life.
My ex-husband was 17 years older than me. When he and I met, I was 29 and he was 46. And though everyone around me saw what was going on, I very naively thought he really wanted me for me. Though I was mature for my age, I was still very naive about how men work and really how the world works. And I got a very good crash course. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have understood very well that the only kind of men that date and marry women that are substantially younger than them are insecure men. These are men that want to exploit women. that want to dominate women. They get into relationships so that they can have power. They don't want a partner. If they wanted a partner, they would seek someone who was closer in their age. They would seek out a peer. I don't care what anyone else tries to tell me. I don't care what anyone says about how well balanced their May-December romance is. At the end of the day, it's about power.
Lol, younger women have tighter skin, better bodies, and are more respectful. That is why older men want them. Comments like this are very scary to me as a younger woman, because this just describes an object of pleasure. It doesn't describe a human being with emotions. This just means they want you for what you can give them and your outward appearance. And we all know, once a woman gets married, starts giving birth, her body will not remain the same. Even if she will bounce back, that would be maybe after she must have given birth and decided to work on herself. And as for the respectful part, not every younger lady is respectful, and there are also older ladies who are respectful, so that is not really a point. And even the better bodies you guys talk about, there are so many older ladies with banging bodies. There are so many older ladies that have bodies that even 20-something-year-olds don't have, and those ladies get men. They are not complaining. They don't lack men. So really, in my opinion, this is not a very good excuse. Any older man that has this in mind, he may not think that that is a very awkward way of thinking, but he should really think deeply. Don't go and marry a younger girl you don't love just because you feel like she has good body, just because you feel like she's more respectful. What do you have to offer her? Do you have love to give? Or you think those girls don't need love? Or just because they are young and fresh? Just because they are good looking? Just because you feel like they're respectful, they have good character, then you think that you are good enough just because you have the money? Because I know that it's only money most of these old guys can actually give. It's only few that have something to offer besides money. This is why many of those young girls, after marrying older guys, will start looking for young guys who actually care about them. Because it seems that a lot of these older men, they are not marrying those young girls out of love. Some of them already have one girl that they once loved who broke their heart, and due to anger, they say no, they won't marry an older lady. They now decided to settle for a young girl. If you're an old man thinking like this is a very creepy thought. There's no young girl that wants to be married just because she looks good or just because she's respectful. Yes, I know that women want to marry, but deep down, women want someone who actually cares about them, someone who cares about their feelings.
Now, I agree that for women that are younger, especially those in their 20s, dating an older man that is established and gives them the life that they want is going to be very appealing, is going to be very thrilling to them, because they don't have to do a lot. They just have to follow whatever he says, and they get the finances that will support the lavish or non-lavish lifestyle that they want. So it can be very appealing to quite a lot of younger women to date older men. But the thing is that like some people have said, the men that are older date or marry them because they are easier to manipulate, unlike women in their age group. Because women in their age group will see all through the BS that they bring and call them out on it. But women that are younger, because they really are not established, some of them might not be established, some of them might just be going for the thrill of not having to do too much to get what they want in life. It's easier for those men to tell them what to do, and it's easier for them to do it because they really are looking at it as a I give you what you want and you give me what I want. They really don't see it as it being creepy manipulation or it's being weird. For them, they are looking at the end goal. Some of them, not all, some of them might truly like the older men. I don't know. Maybe they might feel secure, safe with the older men. But for some, it's more of a deal to them. It's not really that complicated, and they don't see anything wrong in being with older men. Personally, I find it weird, especially for the men that are dating women that are half their age. I don't think it's a nice thing. I don't think I don't think it's very genuine of them. They are going for these women because they can make them into what they want, and not because they genuinely like the women. They just like what they can bring to them. So they don't like their personality. They just like that they can control them, and they are easier to manipulate. But you see some people defend such dynamics, because they be like, as long as the woman is not a child, as long as she's old enough, as long as she's an adult, there's nothing wrong in it. And you hear all kinds of excuses that some people have used to defend such dynamics. But personally, I think it's weird, whether they are adults or not. It's creepy to say a 50-year-old man with a 22, 23, 21-year-old girl. Like, she's still a child. That person, you can give birth to that person. I don't think that such kind of men will be with those women because they have personalities that they fall in love with. I just think they are with them because they're easy to manipulate, and the ladies, the young ladies, don't know much. It's when they now become older and they realize that this is not the way life is supposed to be. Some of them leave their relationship, some of them don't. But anyway, I don't know what you guys think about this whole topic. Do you think that older men dating younger women is not that much of a big deal, and that people should allow people to date whoever they want to date despite their huge age gap? I would love to hear what you think about it. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.